Gateway to English, Audio CD, Unit 1, Our Cultural Heritage, an audio chat on the net. Welcome in Morocco.
Hi, my name is Amin.
Hi, Amin. I'm Helen. Where are you from, Amin?
Morocco, and you?
England. I'm a secretary at a bank. What do you do, Amin?
I'm a student at high school.
You know, Amin, your English is good.
Thank you. English is my favorite subject.
How great! You know, Amin, I'm planning to visit Morocco for the first time. I mean, in the coming New Year's holiday.
Great to hear that. You are welcome in Morocco. Can I help you?
Sure, thanks. I don't know much about your country. I only heard about its good weather. Which place do you think I should start with?
Well, I think the best place is Marrakesh. It's a rich place culturally and historically speaking. You know, there are a lot of monuments to visit, and there is also Jemaa Square, where you can have an idea about the different Moroccan arts, like music, dances, and storytelling. You can also do some shopping in the different markets for various local arts and crafts.
Sounds good.
Yes, and above all, I live there. I'll do all my best to make you familiar with our culture and people.
That's wonderful. Thanks a lot, Amin. You're making it easier for me to have a wonderful holiday. By the way, what's the best way to get to Marrakesh?
I think the easiest way is to take a plane straight to Marrakesh. There is a big airport here.
Thank you, Amin, for your very useful and interesting information. I'm sorry I must leave now. I hope I can talk to you next weekend. We may exchange emails too. I need to get more information if you don't mind.
Not at all. You're welcome.
I'm so grateful. Have a nice time, Amin. Bye.
Bye, Helen. See you then.
Unit 2, Education, an audio chat on the net, the British educational system, Part 1.
Hi, Helen. Good to meet you again.
Hi, Amin. How are you doing with your studies?
Just fine. I'm preparing an oral presentation about the educational system in England.
Oh, this sounds very interesting. Can I help?
Yes, thanks. I was about to ask some questions.
All right, go ahead.
When do children start going to school in England?
In most areas, children start primary school at the age of 4 or 5, moving on to secondary school, sometimes called comprehensive school, at the age of 11.
Is education compulsory in Britain?
Yes, it's compulsory up to the age of 16. The school leaving age is 16, and about 71% continue to study after that.
What do you call the different types of schools?
First, children between 3 and 5 years go to a preschool called nursery or kindergarten, usually in the private sector. The primary school is for students between ages 5 and 11. The secondary school starts at age 11 and continues to 16 or 18. A child's progress through school is measured in key stages.
What do you mean by key stages?
Each key stage covers a number of school years, starting at Key Stage 1 and finishing at Key Stage 4. This division goes as follows. Key Stage 1 is infant school, 3 to 7 years. Key Stage 2 is junior school, 7 to 11 years. Key Stage 3 is lower secondary school, 12 to 13 years. And Key Stage 4 is upper secondary school, 14 to 16 years.
Part 2.
This division sounds unusual to me. Is education free or paid?
There are basically 2 different types of schools, state schools and independent schools. All children in England between the ages of 5 and 16 are entitled to a free place at a state school. 9 out of 10 children in England go to state schools. Independent or private schools are funded by fees paid by parents and income from investment.
What sort of examination do students take before leaving the secondary school and going to university?
After 5 years of secondary education, students take examinations in a range of subjects at the level of General Certificate of Secondary Education, GCSE. The GCSE is a single subject examination set and marked by independent examination boards. Students usually take up to 10 GCSE examinations in different subjects, including mathematics and English language.
What do students do after the GCSE?
After taking GCSEs, students may leave secondary schooling. Alternatively, they may choose to continue their education at vocational or technical colleges, or they may take a higher level of secondary school examinations, known as AS levels, after an additional year of studying. Following 2 years of study, students may take A-level, short for advanced level, examinations, which are required for university entrance in the UK.
And what foreign language do students learn in secondary schools?
Schools must provide access to at least one course in an official language of the European Union.
I think this is enough for me. There is plenty of information that I think I may share with my classmates. Thanks a lot, Helen.
You're welcome. I may send you some website addresses if you want to get more detailed and precise information. Expect this in my coming email.
That's very kind of you. Goodbye for now. Take care.
Bye. I wish you all the success in your oral presentation.
Thanks. Bye.
Unit 2. Giving and seeking advice.
Would you like to see me, Samira? If you don't mind, miss, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm working on a project and I need some resources.
You ought to go to the school library, I think.
I went there, but I couldn't find anything of importance.
How about the municipal library?
It is closed for some maintenance work.
When is your project due?
In 2 weeks.
Then why don't you use the internet?
My parents wouldn't let me go to a cyber cafe for that.
I think I'd better get you some books from my library then.
Well, thank you very much, miss.
Unit 3. Media. Reality TV.
Did you say you work with a TV production company?
Yes, that's right.
What a great surprise. So you must be familiar with reality TV.
Sure. Why?
Our teacher has asked us to write a paragraph about reality TV, but so far I've had no clear idea about it.
Really? Well, reality TV programs rely on ordinary people in unscripted situations.
How come?
Don't you know that most TV viewers have become interested in such programs? Especially because these programs deal with subjects that are more or less related to their everyday life.
I am surprised. I wonder why such programs can ever succeed.
Why?
They are unscripted, aren't they?
Not necessarily. The lack of clear structured script leads to many funny surprises.
Wow! Can you tell me more about it?
You seem interested. Well, one of the benefits of reality TV programs is that they employ ordinary people. It's cheaper than relying on professional artists.
Really? What's people's reaction then?
They appreciate watching such programs. You know, everybody's fed up with famous faces.
Strange, isn't it? What about famous artists? I mean, what's their reaction?
Obviously, most of them seem not to be happy. They're much concerned about the future of their career.
It's really interesting. Can you give me some examples of reality TV programs?
Well, celebrity reality, professional activities, game shows, talk shows, hidden camera and hoaxes. Well, I can't remember all of them now.
Okay, now it seems clear.
Great to hear that.
Indeed, I think I have seen some reality TV programs on Duzem, our second channel. I really find it interesting to play hoax on famous actors or actresses and enjoy the hidden camera.
Here we've got a program called Just Kidding. It's what you call the hidden camera.
I know that program. I've seen some episodes. I think this is enough for me. Now I have a clear idea about reality TV. Thanks a lot for this informative conversation.
You're welcome. If you're interested to know more about it, you can visit www.realitytelevision.net. It's a website for reality TV fans. From time to time, I post my comments there. Bye.
Bye. See you soon.
Unit 3. Expressing interest and surprise.
Hey, wait, is this Angela?
Hi, Najette. Yes, it's me.
Wow, are you here in Tangiers?
Our plane has just landed. I'm in the airport.
Well, for goodness sake, what a surprise. But why didn't you call me before?
I didn't want to. I just wanted to take you by surprise.
In fact, it is a wonderful surprise. Okay, Angela, I am off to the airport. Wait for me. I'll be there in no time.
Oh, I don't think we'll have time to see each other. We're only here for a stopover. Our plane will take off in less than an hour. I just want to say hello.
Dear me, aren't you on a holiday? I thought you were here to stay for some days.
Not this time. I'm on my way to Sierra Leone. Our company has just opened a new branch there and they need my help. I promise to come and see you very soon. I will spend a whole week in your beautiful city.
Okay, have a safe trip, Angela. But don't forget to call me before you come.
Unit 4. Leisure and entertainment. Entertainment.
Hi, Liwi.
Hi, Muna.
Are Chinese students keen on sports?
Absolutely. Like children in all parts of the world, they're eager to entertain themselves by practicing various kinds of sports.
Fantastic. Is sports optional in your schools?
No, physical education is compulsory for elementary school to high school.
Interesting. What kind of sports do students enjoy?
In general, ping pong, soccer, volleyball, and basketball.
Do you mean both boys and girls?
Yes, but rope skipping is more popular among girls.
It's surprising.
Why?
You didn't mention swimming. Do you dislike it?
No. We love swimming, but lack of swimming pools in most schools deprives students from practicing it.
What about outside school?
Well, children in cities have varied opportunities to practice their favorite sports. You know, it all depends on parents' income and care.
It's disappointing, isn't it?
Indeed, but this is how things are in China.
If I understand, you mean that parents encourage children to practice sports?
There's a paradoxical attitude on the part of parents.
Could you clarify more?
I mean, if children are fond of playing and spend much time practicing their sports, parents will get worried because they think their children may not succeed in their studies. And if their children seem indifferent towards sports, they will get worried too because children, according to parents, should enjoy and practice sport to grow up healthy.
It's really strange. By the way, do Chinese parents allow their children to watch TV?
In fact, parents do not want their children to be TV addicts. That's why they don't let them watch TV during school days. Actually, students have homework every day, so they have to study in the evening. But on weekends and holidays, parents think there's no harm if children watch cartoons or play video games.
What about children in villages?
Well, it's disappointing to say that they don't have sports facilities. However, they entertain themselves playing hide and seek or swimming in rivers.
My God, is that all?
Of course, there are other local games created by rural children to avoid getting bored.
Well, thanks a lot, Lei Wei, for the very interesting information you gave us.
You're welcome.
Unit 4. Expressing feelings and emotions.
Is there a big park near here where people can feel amused and relaxed?
I feel embarrassed to say no.
What about forests?
The only big and attractive forest people go to is 50 kilometers far from our city. It's a fascinating place, but I've never seen it. We have no car. It's a pity, isn't it?
Then where do you spend your free time?
Well, there are many other activities that I can find useful and interesting. Personally, I enjoy indoor activities like reading, surfing the net, and playing chess.
Oh, you seem very intellectual and never bored. Why don't you come with us to the forest? My father will give us a ride there.
Thanks a lot. I'm very motivated. I wouldn't say no.
Okay, then let's go and have some fun in the forest.
Unit 5. Celebrations. A radio program. 3 African festivals.
Africa has various traditional celebrations that deserve our exploration to understand their beliefs and customs and to enjoy their dances. The chosen celebrations of today will be given by Kofi from Ghana, Drogba from Ivory Coast, and Jamal from Egypt.
The Homowo festival in Ghana is usually held between August and September. The word Homowo actually means making fun of hunger. Our traditional oral history describes a time long ago when the rain stopped and the sea closed its gates. A deadly famine spread throughout the southern Accra Plains, the home of the Ga people. When the harvest finally arrived and food became plentiful, the people were so happy that they celebrated with a festival that ridiculed hunger.
The Festival of Masks in the Ivory Coast is held in November. It's one of the most famous festivals, which takes place in the region of Abidjan. Numerous small villages in the region hold contests to determine the best dancers and to pay homage to the forest spirits who are embodied in the elaborate masks.
This celebration is called Abu Simbel Festival, and it takes place in Egypt. Abu Simbel is located in the heart of Nubia and is accessible by road or air from Aswan. The most remarkable feature of the site is that the temple is precisely oriented so that twice every year, on February 22nd and October 22nd, the first rays of the morning sun illuminate the entire temple and the back wall of the inner shrine and the statues seated there. Ramses II carefully angled his temple at Abu Simbel so that the inner sanctum would light up twice a year, once on the anniversary of his rise to the throne and once on his birthday. The combination of human endeavor and natural phenomena provides what must be one of the most spectacular sights in the world.
Unit 5. Expressing promise.
Go away, Jane. I've got to finish this work before your father comes.
Please, Mom, let me stay with you. I promise not to disturb you.
You always say that.
Give me a chance.
Okay, then. You can stay.
Thanks, Mom.
I'll take you to the zoo tomorrow if you keep quiet.
Really? I'll be as quiet as a mouse, Mom.
Promise?
Promise.
Unit 6. Health and welfare. Health and eating habits.
Welcome, Dr. John Frost.
Thank you.
These days, many people and associations are expressing their dissatisfaction about the increasing rate of obesity in our country. Could you clarify the situation?
Well, I believe that it's due to our bad eating habits.
What do you mean by bad eating habits?
Simply that we, as parents, helped and encouraged our kids to enjoy eating a lot of fried food and having snacks very often.
Do you mean that the blame is on parents?
Indeed, but health officials and educators are also concerned.
Well, according to you, how can our society change its bad eating habits?
As I said, health officials and educators have an important role. They can implement sensitizing programs at school and on television.
Well, I received many email messages from obese children expressing their revolt against the spread of tempting unhealthy food in restaurants, boarding schools, and even in malls and homes. How can we protect children from this unhealthy situation?
The only efficient solution can come from within.
What do you mean, Doctor?
Businessmen are interested in money, so the health of our kids is not their concern. But parents should instill in their kids a new eating culture which helps them become healthier. And at the same time, children should not be slaves of their desires.
Could you please give us an example of balanced meal or give us a healthy recipe?
A healthy diet should be low in fat and rich in fruit and vegetables. It should also include moderate amounts of milk and dairy products, meat and fish. Remember that no single food contains all the essential nutrients the body needs. The nutritional value of a person's diet depends on the overall mixture or balance of food that is eaten over a period of time, as well as on the needs of the individual.
Well, thank you very much, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Our listeners, it's time to tell you bye.
Unit 6. Modal Auxiliaries.
Tell me, Hisham, what's it like in your new school?
Not bad. It was difficult at the beginning, but I'm getting used to living there.
Are you allowed to go out after school?
No, you can't go out. You may go to the cafeteria to watch TV, play games, or play football with friends.
If I'm not wrong, this is how you spend your free time then?
Yes, but you have to go to the study room after dinner. You might get punished if you don't. You must be there from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.
That must be quite difficult, I think.
Yes, but with the loads of homework we have every day, time passes very quickly.
What time do you have to go to bed?
The dormitories open at 9:30, but you may stay up a little longer if you feel like it. Sometimes you may need some extra time to finish homework.
How about the computer room? Can you use it?
Yes, but only on weekends.
Unit 7. Ecology. Saving fish species.
Part 1.
A new report says the world's oceans have fewer kinds of fish than they did 50 years ago. The report said some kinds or species of fish have decreased by as much as 50%. It blames too much fishing, destruction of areas where fish live, and climate change for the decrease. 2 scientists from Dalhousie University in Nova Scotia, Canada, wrote the report. 3 other scientists took part in the study. They are from the Leibniz Institute for Marine Science in Germany. The publication Science reported their findings.
Part 2.
The scientists used information from Japanese longline fisheries going back to the 1950s. They compared the information with information gathered by scientific observers from Australia and the United States. The study is the first worldwide mapping of species of large fish that eat other fish. The study found the total catch for tuna and billfish has increased as much as 10 times during the past 50 years. The scientists found that tuna and billfish are disappearing in many areas. They say the problem is especially bad in waters near northwest Australia. In addition, other fish are accidentally caught when large fish are caught. This has caused the number of species to fall.
Part 3.
The report said changes in temperature can also affect the number of fish species. It found that the kinds of fish expanded when the weather conditions known as El Niño caused warmer surface waters in the Pacific Ocean. But the number of species decreased when temperatures dropped. The study identified 5 important areas in the world that have many different kinds of fish. They include areas off the east coast of Florida and south of Hawaii in the United States. Other areas are near Australia's Great Barrier Reef, near Sri Lanka, and in the southern Pacific Ocean, mainly north of Easter Island. The scientists said it is important to protect these areas now.
Unit 7. Expressing feelings and emotions.
I'm so worried, Dave. I hope I pass the test next Monday.
I wish you wouldn't worry so much. I'm not as intelligent as you are at math, but I'm not worried at all. With a little concentration, I'm sure you'll pass.
I wish you wouldn't call me intelligent. I hate being called that.
I'm not kidding. You know, everybody says you're top of the class. They wish they had your talent.
You think so? How come I failed my last test?
That was an accident. Nobody expected you would get such a low mark.
Anyway, I hope the test will not be as difficult as the last one.
Unit 8. Society and Social Problems. Solving some social problems.
So, is there hope, a way to improve the situation of the poor?
Certainly, each problem has a solution if there is a will and a strategy of work.
How do you want to approach the problem of the poor in rural areas as well as in urban areas?
First of all, I want to stress the important role of NGOs and associations. However, the private sector may help a lot. These NGOs and associations create job opportunities and help in the eradication of poverty in all the different parts of our country.
Do you mean that the government doesn't have any role in the field?
No, but now, with the help of associations and the private sector, the speed of progress in this field can significantly be increased.
What's your opinion about traditional aid programs? Are they efficient?
Sorry, traditional aid can't solve the problem in a sustainable way. Let's just have a look at some villages that have benefited from many traditional aid programs. I'm sure that their current situation is still the same.
What do you suggest?
Why not empower the poor with the necessary skills that may help them improve their own situation and that of their area? I also suggest encouraging microloans. For example, thanks to those loans, some women in the area of Marrakesh were able to buy sewing machines to sew traditional clothes and sell them in the market.
You mean following a policy of inclusion and solidarity that seeks the empowerment of all citizens if we want to achieve sustainable development?
Absolutely.
Thanks for your participation.
Unit 8. Making suggestions.
Hi, I'm from Ghana. I live in a rural area. Our village is far from the school. That's why I don't go to school like many children in the village. My father is married to 3 women. I have 6 brothers and 4 sisters. My father doesn't have a regular work. My eldest brother and one of my sisters have been working in the city from the age of 10. Because of the lack of rain and job opportunities, my father is thinking of taking us to the city. But where are we going to live? Is he going to find a job? In fact, no one knows. But he wants us to go to the city like other families in our village.
Unit 9. Human Rights. Poem Human by Starlight.
Human. I feel so sick and hungry and cold. And my pain is increasing as I grow old. Why does my plea for help fall on deaf ears? Why doesn't anyone wash away my fears? I limp because of a broken leg and hip. Imagine if that happened to you. Then it would matter, wouldn't it? Then, human, what would you do? I cry because my family was slaughtered right in front of me. Cries for help and then lifeless eyes. That's what happened when my beloved mother died. And my sister, the last thing she did was turn to me with the blood tears in her eyes. Why do you do this to us? Why do you ignore our cries? Before I escaped, I lived in a cage, so small that I could smell my neighbor's breath. I could feel him trembling with fear, and this only made me more upset. I still remember my family screaming with pain. This is something you can never forget again. But there you are, human, wearing fur because it's in fashion. Oh, human, how can you show such little compassion?
Unit 9. The Right to be a Child. Part 1.
The right to be a child is an obvious right. Yet Iqbal, Dudan, and thousands of other young people have never enjoyed that right. It is difficult to make sure everyone's rights are protected. Making sure all individuals, including children, know their rights is the first step. Iqbal and Dudan are two children who would like to go to school and play. But unlike you and I, they can only dream of play. 12-year-old Asian Iqbal Masi had been forced to work since the age of 4. He was often chained to a weaving loom and had to work from 6 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night. He was paid only a few rupees a day. When he was released at the age of 10, his parents' debt had not been cleared. In fact, it had grown bigger because he had been fined for mistakes he had made. In Africa, Dudan Luimbwe, who is 16, has already fought in 2 wars and many battles. But he dreams of leaving the army so he can go to school. Dudan joined the army when he was just 13. He is suffering from malaria and thinks that the army is a hard life. I'm only a little soldier and I need to go back to school, Dudan says.
Part 2.
In some countries around the world, children are not allowed to go to school or play games. Instead, they are forced to work in factories or even be soldiers in real armies fighting in real wars. If children in these countries get sick, they cannot simply see the doctor like we can. In other countries, children have the right to education, healthcare, and playtime, and are protected from things like being forced to work long hours or fight in wars instead of going to school or playing. However, in some parts of the world, such as where Dudan and Iqbal come from, children are not given the same rights and protection.
Unit 9. Apologizing.
Helen, I'm really sorry that I'm so late. My car broke down on my way here.
That's okay. It's not a problem.
I took a taxi, but we were stuck in traffic jam for about 15 minutes.
Oh, that's terrible.
I apologize for not calling, but my cell phone didn't work.
Mr. Alami, it's perfectly all right. You're hardly ever late. You can join your colleagues. They're discussing your project. You can take over as soon as you're ready.
Right, it'll take me just a couple of minutes.
Okay, see you later.
Unit 10. Travel. Promoting rural tourism in Morocco. Part 1.
Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. My first question, Don't you think that Morocco still lacks daring projects to include remote rural areas in tourism development?
Sorry, I don't share your idea. First of all, you have to know that many projects in the field of tourism are launched to promote the sector. Yet, the most daring and important ones are those that are meant to promote rural tourism, which is really varied and rich culturally.
Okay, what makes Morocco start to think of such projects?
Morocco nowadays is the favorite destination of tourists from America, Western Europe, Japan, and Middle and Eastern Europe.
Can our government succeed with this as a strategy?
Well, I'd say yes. As you know, our country has plenty to offer international tourists. Imperial cities, famous tempting beaches, attracting mountain sites, and the Golden Desert for practicing different sports. But we should also be thankful to all investors in this field who want to create an environmentally sound rural tourism. This, as you must know, has a positive effect on our economy.
Part 2.
But despite our rich cultural and natural heritage, our rank among the 10 principal tourist destinations in the Mediterranean basin doesn't reflect our aspirations.
For this reason, we are focusing on undiscovered remote villages that can encourage and attract more tourists. Well, those interested in tranquility and exotic landscapes. I'm sure this is the best way to guarantee sustainable development. Remember that such projects can increase employment opportunities and income in rural areas.
Are villagers prepared for that? Don't you think that such projects may have a negative effect on life there?
This is the challenge for the government and private investors. We should empower the villagers and equip them with the necessary skills to offer high-quality services to tourists. On the other side, our government should have a clear strategy that takes into consideration the preservation of some traditions and customs.
Once again, thank you, sir, for your interesting clarifications.
Unit 10. Expressing possibility.
Hello, Media Trust. How can I help you?
This is Peter Hyde. Can I speak to Mr. Alamy?
Certainly. Hold on a minute. I'll put you through.
Mr. Alami's office, how can I help?
This is Peter Hyde calling. Is Mr. Alamy in?
I'm afraid he's out at the moment. Can I take a message?
Yes. Could you ask him to call me? I need to talk to him. It's urgent.
Does Mr. Alami have your number?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Hyde. I'll make sure Mr. Alami gets this as soon as possible.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Unit 10. Reported speech.
Hi, Bill. We haven't met since last week.
Yes, you're right. I've been very busy these days. Didn't I tell you? I bought a new house.
Well, that must have come as a surprise. Congratulations.
Thanks. I'm moving tonight.
Do you think you'll need any help?
Well, actually, I'll need somebody to give a hand. Laura is away on a business trip.
Okay then. What time would you like me to come?
7. Will that be okay?
Yes, that's all right. See you at 7 then.
See you.